guys, to celebrate 30 subscribers, we are going to be doing another theory on Undertale. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at UNDYNE, and we'll be seeing if she is, well, an UNDYNE. See, here's the thing. An UNDYNE, spelled UNDINE, as opposed to UNDYNE with a Y, in the case of UNDYNE from Undertale. Anyway, back to what I was saying. An UNDYNE is a, well, okay, I searched it up on Bing. An UNDYNE is a British mythological creature, which is part of a quartet, if you will, of elemental beings. The elemental beings are Undines, gnomes, salamanders, and finally, sylphs. These four creatures are the elementals of the nature stuff, which would be Undines for water elemental, gnomes for an earth elemental, fire for a salamander for a fire elemental, and a sylph for a air elemental in British folklore. And these Undines, spelled with an I, have actually, well, not really surprisingly, but surprisingly, a lot in common with the Undertale UNDYNE. So yeah, let's get started. I used to have a book called the Mythical Creatures Bible. This book introduced me to the mythical UNDYNE. I learned a lot about them and their gnomes and salamanders and sylphs, and I adored them for a week. And then 3 years later, I was introduced to Undertale. And when I saw UNDYNE, I thought, I feel like I've heard of her before. And then I thought really, really hard. And then I said, it's too hard, and continued on with the game. And then 3 hours later, I realized, oh wait, Undines. And here we are today. So, on with the evidence. That was kind of just the history of the theory. So first off, like I said before, an Undyne is a water elemental, much like old fish face over here. And, this one's kind of interesting. The elementals are described being half flesh, half spirit, which means that they can eat, talk, sleep, but also do things that spirits are described as doing in British folklore, such as changing shape and being incredibly fast. Undyne can eat, sleep, and talk. And we'll get to the shape-shifting thing later, but let's talk about her swift movements. Undyne is actually very swift in her, spear summoning moments of the game, and always manages to catch up with you and walks alongside you as quickly as you're running. Now that's not very fast for a human, but still, she manages to catch up with you. And, for another thing, Undyne, after her fight, you're supposed to, or at least you can, flee from her and then run off into Hotland. She catches up with you every time, but seems to be faster than you. On to the second bit of evidence. Undynes also, when they die, dissolve back into what they were made of, which could possibly be a link to how Undyne turns into Undyne the Undying. And on to the changing shape part. Undines can take the form of women or fish, which suggests that undines can be half fish, half human, which is the form that Undyne herself takes. Undines, the British version of them, are actually several times depicted as wanting human souls, even marrying human men to receive one. And basically everyone in Undertale wants a soul, including Undyne. Undines are actually very notoriously vengeful about their lovers, especially lovers that have betrayed them. Notorious isn't really throwing someone in a garbage can, but it's kind of bad considering how Alfie's didn't really like herself in the way that she lied to everybody and stuff. So yeah. Well, that wasn't as much evidence as I put in the Waluigi is Papyrus episode, but still, it's enough to disprove Gaichin Goomba's theory about the marrows. Oh yeah, click on Gaichin Goomba to see that theory. It's actually well made. But anyway, see ya, and thanks for watching my Undertale theory. Bye.